Metropolis is one of those rare films that feels as though it were carved out of myth rather than produced on a soundstage. It moves with the weight of legend, with the quiet ache of human longing, and with the thunderous roar of machines that seem older than the city itself. Watching Metropolis is to be pulled into a world that appears both impossibly grand and painfully intimate, a world where steel towers rise like ancient monuments, and human beings move through them like shadows searching for light. What strikes you first is the sheer vastness of the city. It seems almost alive, the way its elevated bridges weave through the air, and its smokestacks breathe clouds into the sky. The place does not merely house its citizens, it contains them. Up above, the wealthy drift through gardens and cloister as though they inhabit a dream. Down below, the workers march in measured steps towards monstrous machines that swallow their strength hour after hour. The city is built upon distance, physical distance, social distance, emotional distance, and Fritz Lang never lets you forget how heavy that distance feels. And it's within this chasm that Frieder appears, young and untested. His world is soft until the moment it shatters, and that shattering is one of the film's most stirring passages. When he sees the M-machine erupt in a burst of smoke and fire, when he witnesses men collapsing like offerings to an unrelenting god, his understanding of the city, and of his own place within it, fractures. In that moment his innocence melts away, leaving behind something raw and urgent. You can almost feel the ground pulling him downward, towards truths he can no longer ignore. Maria becomes Frieder's guide into this newly opened realm of truth. She stands among the workers like a quiet flame. Her voice carries the soothing certainty of hope. She speaks of reconciliation, of a world in which people above and the people below are not enemies but partners. She dreams of a mediator, someone whose heart can bridge the gulf between mind and hand. And the way she speaks, calmly, gently, with eyes that brim with both sorrow and faith, make you believe that such unity is possible if only someone would take the first step. Yet the world of Metropolis is not inclined towards such peace. Deep in his workshop of shadows and secrets, Rotwang, the brilliant but embittered inventor, prepares a figure that stands as the film's most unforgettable creation, the Machine Man. When this artificial being is transformed into Maria's likeness, the film erupts with strange and feverish magic. Rings of energy shimmer around the metallic body. The air seems to tremble with electricity. It is a spectacle so potent that it feels almost forbidden, as though some boundary between human and machine has been crossed at great cost. The machine Maria becomes a storm in human shape. Where the real Maria urges compassion, the false one ignites chaos. Her eyes gleam with an unearthly brilliance. Her movements suggest not life, but enchantment. She intoxicates the city's elite, rouses the workers into a frenzy, and pulls Metropolis towards a precipice it has long been approaching. Through her, Fritz Lang unleashes a torrent of panic and desire that sweeps through the narrative like a great tide. The downfall of the city is rendered with operatic intensity. Machines buckle and crack, gears grind themselves into ruin. The machine trembles like an overworked beast before collapsing in exhaustion. Floodwaters surge through the lower depths, and the children of the workers cry out as the city that once imprisoned them now threatens to devour them entirely. In these moments, Metropolis becomes a vision of a world brought low by its own hubris, grand structures undone by the very forces they were built to command. Even in destruction, the film reaches towards hope. Frieder's determination to save the workers' children, Maria's unwavering courage, and the final meeting between ruler and laborer all carry a sense of solemn healing. The film's concluding gesture, the joining of hands, head, and heart, may seem simple, but there is a certain emotional purity in its simplicity. It's as though the city itself finally admits that strength without compassion is hollow, and structure without empathy is doomed. And maybe that's why Metropolis is so powerful. Beyond its towering sets and expressionist shadows, beyond its extraordinary sights and grand conceits, lies something intensely human. The film aches with a longing for understanding. It recognizes the dangers of ambition without conscience, but also believes deeply in the possibility of unity. Its lessons are not offered through lectures, but through emotion. Through Frieder's horror, Maria's faith, Rotwang's torment, the workers' desperation, and the city's monumental fall. Metropolis remains a story about the human spirit pressed between the gears of its own creations, still searching for harmony, still yearning for a world where everyone can stand, not above or below, but side by side. And in its sweeping imagery, in its fierce emotional undercurrents, in its cinematic majesty, it suggests that such unity is not merely a dream, it's a necessity.